Going to do an update on full self-driving software. I'm on 11.3.6 still, but I'm on version 2023.20.9. Started on 23.12.10, I think, and then .11. And then this is the third iteration of the 23.20 branch, so .7, .8, and now .9. Some areas where full self-driving really excels is as it is right now in kind of stop and go traffic. It does this very well. And then highway driving does that very well. City driving, 90% of the time, it does very well. It's just that 10% of the time that you got to pay attention to and figure out what it's thinking and what's going on with it. Um, I think the best analogy I can have is that you're teaching a teenager how to drive. A lot of the times they know what they're doing, but there are certain situations where they get overwhelmed, don't know exactly what to do, and you got to kind of provide some gentle reassurance that they're doing the right thing. So whether it's using the accelerator to get through a roundabout, whether it's dropping your speed down as you're coming up to a stop sign or stoplight because taking a little bit too much speed into that situation, whatever that case may be. But for what it is, it does very well to be able to handle so many different driving situations and so many different types of roads. It's pretty impressive. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is it to a point where you can take a nap while driving? Again, absolutely not. Definitely requires constant supervision. It requires you to be ready to take over anytime, and all that. I think as I've used it over the last couple months, I've definitely gotten more comfortable with it. So things I would have intervened on before, I allow it to kind of process and then make it on its own time. I kind of think about if you're used to driving and then you let somebody else drive, they're going to drive differently than you. They're going to have different times or different thresholds for, when they get into the exit lane, how quickly or how slowly they approach an intersection. And that's not wrong, it's just different. So it might make you uncomfortable because they don't brake as soon as you do going up to a stop sign. Or maybe they brake really far ahead and you're like, why are we wasting all this time? So the car drives differently than I do, which is fine. And it might annoy me, but again, it's not wrong in what it's doing. It's just doing things differently. Here it's, nicely allowing this car to merge. No issues with that. So I'm pretty happy with it. I bought this car used and it already had the software on it. I would find it very hard to justify spending 15 grand outright for it. The subscription of $200 a month, while I don't like subscriptions, seems like the better option because you can have that for a lot of months before you're catch up to $15,000. Now, if it was like a $2,000 or $4,000 option, I would say absolutely, definitely would do it at $2,000. I'd say it's a no-brainer. At $4,000, think about it. If it's something you like, if you like the tech and being on that kind of cutting edge of things, then go for it. But it's nice. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it. Since I've had it, probably 80% of my driving has been with full self-driving. And I've like I said, I've definitely learned. There's on my ride to work, there's certain areas where it makes the same mistake over and over again. But it has improved. Like there's one road I take into work where I always try to go into the right-hand passing lane, and the last 5 or 6 times I've done that, it has not. And my full self-driving software of 11.3.6 has not changed, but my base branch has. So I don't know if there's improvements within the base branch that without the iterative updates of full self-driving or not. But that's where we're at with it. Like I said, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the car. One thing I am thinking about is right now Tesla in Q3 of 2023 is offering to transfer first full self-driving to a new Tesla. So with some of the discounts they're offering and the tax incentive, I could potentially, I still have to double check all my numbers, get a brand new Model Y for basically the same as what I paid for this one, minus the tax rebate, all that stuff. So I'm looking at that to see if that's something I want to do. Because obviously I'd get a brand new car, I'd get the HEPA filter, the heated steering wheel, some of the things this car doesn't have, get the newer center console, and 50,000 miles of warranty versus only 10,000 miles left of my Tesla extended warranty. So just some things to consider. I really enjoy it. It's the best car I've ever had. It's amazing. It's quiet, fast, efficient, and charging at home is great. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I think the software is pretty amazing for what it is. Again, not perfect, but there's not a lot that is perfect right now. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. One quick note: I am wearing my seatbelt. It has that on because I have the rear seats folded flat, and there's pressure on the rear seat sensors. So maybe that's a feature we could put in the future, Elon, that maybe when those rear seats are folded down, it disables the rear seat sensors. And also, I'm not speeding that bad. It's a construction zone when flashing, but it wasn't flashing, so 45 was not the actual speed limit. So yeah, I'm being safe.